Incarceration of a massive number of people does not work. So I'd like to talk about the Americans. One of the experiences that we've had, certainly in Vancouver, is that when we start to talk about changing the way we provide services and changing our drug laws, the Americans become upset. When we announced that we wanted to open a supervised injection site, John Walters, who's the drug czar of the Americans, came up and lectured us in Canada. And what he did is he threatened us. He threatened us with trade sanctions. So if the Americans are going to lecture us and tell us that we're on the wrong path and threaten us, I think that completely opens the door for me to comment on the lessons that we can learn from the United States. The Americans today have done an absolutely bizarre social experiment. They have incarcerated more people per capita than any other country has. The Americans today have approximately 726 people incarcerated per 100,000. Most countries are about 150. There are 717 per 100,000 white men incarcerated in American jails. And there are close to 5,000 per 100,000 black men in jail in the United States. Largely there for drug crimes. In fact, largely there for possession of drugs, not for dealing. I find that to be very rich in terms of lessons that we can learn from the United States. A graphic way of observing this is, here is the total population of the United States. Here is the total population of all European countries. Here is the total population of everybody in all European countries who's in jail. Here are the folks in American jails who are there for drug offenses only. Looking at it graphically, and how it's changed over the last decade or two or three. 1950, 1970, 1990, and 2000. And it's now over 2 million. It is absolutely huge what's happened in the United States in terms of how they have dealt with their drug problems. And the main tool that they have used is incarceration. And what we have is this: young black men in jail, largely for small amounts of personal possession. The real lesson that we can learn from the United States is that the country that has most criminalized drugs, the country that has more people per capita in jail for drug use, is the country with one of the highest per capita drug uses. Incarceration of a massive number of people does not work.